All right, appeal to ignorance. This is when you interpret missing information or lack of information or a person's silence to mean literally anything you want. So, for example, the Bible doesn't say anything about masturbation. It doesn't say it's good. It doesn't say it's bad. So one person looks at this and says, well, the Bible doesn't say that masturbation is bad, because it's not. I mean, obviously, if it was bad, the Bible would say it's bad. Another person's going to look at this and say, well, the Bible doesn't say that masturbation is bad, because it shouldn't have to. Like, it's obviously so bad. Both of these people appealed to ignorance. They used the exact same argument, but came to two vastly different conclusions, which is completely crazy. But that is how appeals to ignorance work. You take missing information and you turn it into real information. And this is how you can effectively make up your own facts. In fact, if anybody makes up their own facts, they're literally appealing to ignorance, because they didn't get their facts from anywhere. So they had to make them up. Reading in between the lines, that's an appeal to ignorance. When women are like, well, she was hinting. Yeah, well, interpreting hints is appealing to ignorance, more or less. You're using what's not being said, and you're interpreting it to mean something as being actually said. And you can do it, and sometimes you'll be right, sometimes you'll be wrong, just like with the masturbation example. But the point is this is bad logic. It's not reliable. It can lead you to wrong places, okay? Now, one thing I want to point out about the appeal to ignorance is that they're often preceded by knowledge that is somewhat opposite or contrasted to the point one is trying to prove, and this conceals the more apparent nature of the fallacy, making it more difficult to spot. So, for example, if Tiffany said that she went shopping, you can't use that to say, well, her husband must have stayed home. If Tiffany says, yeah, I went shopping, how do you get her husband must have stayed home? She didn't say anything about her husband, okay? But the appeal to ignorance appears more plausible when you bring up something that's completely unrelated. Like Tiffany is contrasted with her husband, right, in this example. So Tiffany went here, therefore her husband must have stayed home or went fishing. Or literally, you can make up anything, okay? So, but it's a very sneaky way of slipping in an appeal to ignorance fallacy, because it gives you like a distraction. You're distracting with the red herring of Tiffany. You're talking about Tiffany so you can slip in something about her husband, even though you only have information about Tiffany. You don't have any information about her husband whatsoever. You just literally made up whatever you wanted. So it's very sneaky. But that's the appeal to ignorance fallacy. It's when you interpret missing information or a lack of information to mean literally anything that you want, and it's where you make up your own facts. Do not commit this fallacy. This one is absolutely ludicrous, but it's very popular. People use it all the time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again with lesson 19.